I just wanted to talk about anxiety a little bit, because I know a lot of people have anxiety. I think a lot of people, of course, outside of PMU and have it, but inside permanent makeup. Once I started opening up a little bit about this, I've had a lot of people reach out to me that they also have anxiety, and some of these people are, big names, and they're on video like I am, and they're putting themselves out there, and you would never think that they have anxiety or deal with some mental health issues. And I have gotten that comment that people were surprised that I have anxiety because I make it look easy, I guess, doing tutorials and talking, publicly, but it's not easy for me. The torment I go through to actually get on camera. So I wanted to talk about anxiety and how a good way for not just myself, but other people dealing with anxiety to deal with it. And they call it anxiety reappraisal. So it's reframing anxiety, right? It's reframing anxiety because, and it's reframing anxiety into excitement, because the feelings and emotions of anxiety and the feelings of and emotions of excitement are almost the same, physiologically the same. Like they come from the same place, and it almost feels the same, right? You get the butterflies in your stomach, your pit sweat, your blood pressure rises, maybe you start to talk a little fast, you get excited. And that's almost the same feeling that you get with anxiety. So if we can reframe anxiety into excitement is healthy for us, whereas anxiety is not healthy for us, right?
Right.
So like Pretty Ambitious Summit, I mean, for 2 or 3 weeks, even Olivia, you guys saw me in here, I couldn't concentrate on much more, than that. And I was, and I kept saying, God, I'm super nervous. And I had to reframe it as like, I'm super excited. I'm super excited. So instead of saying, I'm really nervous about this, reframe that, I'm really excited about this. Instead of saying, this is giving me anxiety, reframe it, reword it. This is giving me excitement. I'm excited about this.
That's what you're telling the universe.
That's what you're telling the universe. That's what you're telling yourself. That's your internal dialogue, because we tend to believe what we think, right? That's law of attraction. So we have to change our thoughts. We have to change our internal dialogue. And we have to start rephrasing things from negative to positive. And so it's not an easy shift, and it doesn't happen overnight. And I still have a lot of work to do. But if you can use that excitement, so then because anxiety can stop us from moving forward. It can prevent us from accepting a really cool project or gig or engagement or lecture or something like that, right?
Right.
I almost backed out of Pretty Ambitious Summit.
I know you did.
Yeah, and I said that, and I don't know if Sheila, she might have thought I was kidding, but I wasn't. I really did almost back out a handful of times.
Yeah, we had that conversation.
Yeah, right. Trying to come up with a good excuse that she would believe, and of course I would never do that. Like, I'm a person of my word. I wouldn't do that. Mostly because I don't want to piss anybody off, But so I just had to reframe that anxiety into excitement. And that excitement that I felt, it pushed me through the anxiety, and it propelled me to sit down and give that lecture, the Healthy Hustle lecture, that day. And by doing it, by having that experience gave me just a little bit more strength and a little bit more confidence to go into the next experience. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was proud of myself.
Oh, yeah.
The minute the lecture was done, because it was virtual, so you can't read an audience. There's no energy. Like, I'm used to being on stage and in front of live people. You can read you could feel the energy and read the room. But on that, I couldn't. And there was this message board, where everybody was messaging, but I was too nervous. I couldn't look over there and kind of see what people were saying, whether they were sending hearts or, positive statements or not. So right when, the lecture was done, I was super proud of myself first that I did it. And then when I started reading the messages and the messages coming into, my DM and, whatnot.
Do you feel relieved also?
I felt relieved. I felt relieved.
Proud.
I felt proud. I felt
Elated.
High. And I didn't really have a crash after that. Did you notice that about me? I didn't crash. I didn't crash that night. I didn't the next day I didn't crash. I actually woke up the next day and something felt so right. It's like I felt, because me and Olivia will have like little talks, like I'll spout off sometimes about, spiritual stuff. And when I'm talking that, something feels so right in me when I'm speaking it, because I speak it from a place, it's raw. It's authentic for me, right? And
it's ingrained.
It's ingrained in me because law of attraction, I think, saved my life. That may sound dramatic to some people, but I do think that. I mean, do I mean it as literal as I might be dead? No, I don't mean it as literal as that, but I was in a dark space, walking a dark path and starting to feel hopeless. And when you start to feel hopeless, if that hopelessness is allowed to grow and grow and grow, then it gets really scary. We have to have hope. You have to have hope. If you don't have hope, you have nothing. You have to have hope and faith. And I started to lose hope and faith. Like, this is my life. Found spiritual law of attraction, spiritual law, started practicing it. And then started implementing it, living it, speaking it. That led me to permanent makeup 3 or 4 years later. Permanent makeup gave me purpose, gave me something to offer other people, something I was good at. It was something that I could dive into and excel at, work on, be proud of, make a living. And so yeah, I think it saved me. It saved me. Who knows what I would have become if I didn't find law of attraction. So that's why, law of attraction is everything to me. And I think some people think law of attraction or manifestation is just an avenue to bring to you, riches, brand new cars and money and wealth, which it can. But that, for me anyway, that is not the core, the true meaning, the core, the importance, and the value of law of attraction. Law of attraction, for me, is living in optimism, hope, grace, love, kindness. That is law of attraction. First, learning and belief in yourself, all that for yourself. When you have that for yourself, you can start extending that to everybody else, right? So, because I wasn't able to extend that to other people many, many, many years ago because I didn't have that from my own self. I didn't know what it felt like,
Yes. No, I totally understand.
Yeah.